So as a Pandit, I would request you not to criticize the religions, Islam, Christianity, or Judaism, but criticizing the exclusivism, the supremacist mindset. Starting point is the second commandment, not to tolerate anybody else. And what will be the religion of children? That should be your focus. If you don't remember nothing, you just have to remember no BBS. Reminding you what is BBS, Bris Baptism Sada Sunan. Again, you tell them that, look, they don't buy each other's label. This is religious label. Why Hindu will want to fall for it? Just decline BBS. In argument to that, say that empower your interfaith children like Barack Obama. Why don't you do these things? And immediately Hindus say, oh, Panditji, you're making sense. Yeah, no, I like that. And still, if they don't buy it, bring that divorce issues, Raji Yarashi's experience, and immediately they will say, wow, Panditji, no, you are making sense. I mean, no, let me think through. So that's it. I don't think it will take you more than 10-15 minutes of your time to discuss all those things. And they will really appreciate it. They will give you extra dakshinas. Tell them to read one of those books and they will have answers. See, $15 investment could save your heritage, your life, aggravations, those divorce issues and all that. For Hindus, I mean, tell them that, yes, be proud. I'm proud Hindu. So if somebody is intolerant to you, they will not bother dating you.
A lot of people in the United States have observed that there are many interfaith marriages. Maybe 30, 40, 50% of our people here are marrying outside the tradition, outside our faith. Not that it's a problem, but at least we ought to be conscious of it and we ought to understand it better. Your approach puts a lot of responsibility, which is true, on the individual who's marrying or considering marrying and the parents. But you have not put so much emphasis on the Hindu priest, the acharya, the purohit, the priest in the temple. Whereas from the Christian side, it's the Christian priest who's the expert on these things, the rabbi in the Jewish tradition and the imam in the Muslim tradition. So they have people who are professional experts. It's like a professional doctor like you are is an expert when the person who's just doing home remedies on his own is not really educated in the same way. So I think there is a need to, in the United States or in Western countries where these things are happening on a large scale, there is need to train the priesthood, not to just do rituals and not to just do to teach, Bhagavad Gita and Upanishad and, all, which is fantastic. We ought to do that. But also to make them aware of social, political, cultural issues of this sort, because it's such a widespread trend and it's going to get even more so as time passes. So rather than avoiding the trend, they have to become experts. So in the case of church, they are training priests to become counselors, family counselors. And also rabbis. People often, when they have some family issue, they discuss with their rabbi or the imam or the priest, and they give advice and they're trained. In the case of a temple, who would you go to? I mean, there are the trustees who are just regular people like us, running a temple, and then they have all the rituals done by a priest. But the priest is not that informed, not that well educated about American society. He's not going to be able to do all these things. So we need a certification program for interfaith counseling, interfaith coaching, dating and marriage coaching. And this is the sort of thing that, I would hope that a Hindu University of America and various groups that are trying to promote, they ought to create a certification program and bring maybe the HMEC, the Hindu Mandir Executive Committee, maybe they ought to create a thing where, batches of 50 or whatever priests can go and learn all this stuff. And you could be a teacher, giving them counseling on how to do it, rather than doing it at the retail level, one client at a time. You should teach the priests, and then the priests already have enough clients. What do you think of that?
Superb idea, and that is a very missing. Let me give you one example from my website. It's that's the lady in northern India. She's a really Shiva bhakta. And she got somehow love with a Muslim guy. So then ultimately she got into love, and they had a wedding in Shiv Mandir. it's only 3 months into the marriage she realized that to having a Hindu wedding was only way of taking her to bed. And later on, she had to convert to Islam and all that. And I asked her that, do you have any documentations? And I say, how about Mandir priest? Did he keep any record? He says, no, we just give dakshina and we walk away. There is no documentation that these two people are married. They are getting trapped, and I blame to Hindu priests for not properly documenting and not understanding. They probably never ask who is this person.
So they're naive. The priests are naive. They're ignorant. They're not with authority. The priest is supposed to be the authority person, the person who's got power, who's got clout in the eyes of the tradition, and he's the one. Like the imams have authority. The priest in a Christian church has authority. The rabbi has enormous authority. I mean, rabbi can decide and tell you this is the law, this is not the law, but the priest does not. It does not come across the persona of a person who feels empowered. And I think another problem is the priesthood is ignorant of social issues. They need to be much better educated, and the temple should invest in this. The Hindu Mandir Executive Committee should invest in this. Hindu University of America should start these kind of courses. We need people to understand that this problem is a serious problem.
Namaste to you all. Thank you for joining. As you just saw in the video, there is a clear need. We need to fulfill it, and that's what we are trying to initiate, maybe working with Hindu University of America. And thank you very much for joining. We will appreciate your feedback at the end of the presentations, or send me by email later on. So to start with, what we are doing is Hindu interfaith vivaha. So you are the Pandit who have you will be conducting Hindu wedding, but what is going on the other side? And that's what we need to help Pandits. We need to head our communities, and that is this focus of this presentation. So in my agenda, I will clearly tell that all religions are not same. The other important point is we need to protect Hindu youths from unintended religious conversions in marriage. Let me qualify what I'm trying to say. See, I'm not against interfaith marriage, nor I'm for interfaith marriage. Further, if somebody wants to change the religion for whatever reason, it should be their personal liberty and freedom, and this is not against anybody's choice of religion. But the many Hindu get into the trap. They think they are naively falling in love, and then they later on realize that they have to change their religion. And that is called unintended religious conversion. And that's the focus of these presentations. And later on, we'll take your questions, answers to clarify any point. So you are a Pandit. Why you need to learn it? Now, first of all, 38% of Hindus in America, they marry interfaith. So you may have already conducted Hindu vivaha of somebody who married to Christian, Jews, and Muslim. And if not, maybe next month you will get a request that Panditji, can you conduct a wedding? I'm going to marry to a Christians. And what you should be doing, and that's a timely message for you. The second, why you need to learn. As I give the example, this is a nice story that one girl reached out to me and she said she had a Hindu wedding vivaha in a Shiva temple. 3 months down the road, she was the other party was Muslim, and she was forced to convert to Islam, and she was completely into a trap. Now, who is at the fault? Somebody may say definitely that girl who is fall in love with and did not realize and ultimately had to convert. Yeah, she's definitely at fault. I asked her that, how about your mother or parents? Parents should be at fault because they did not fail to educate their children. But in this case, her mother was very elderly, was brought into the wheelchair just for blessings, and that's about it. So, I mean, we cannot blame her in this situation. then definitely people will blame it to whoever the Pandit conducted this wedding. But again, I don't want to put all blame on just some one person, because our model is Panditji's job is to just do the rituals. That's our model, and that's what they are doing their job. So why we expect them to do too many things or take care of the social issues? Further, Pandits are very paid meagerly. I know they are. I know the wedding where they spend 200,000 for the wedding, but when they have to pay $1,000 to Pandit for the rituals, this is why they don't expect what I accept whatever we offer them in Dakshina. So there are a lot of issues in our societies, understand, and Pandits' jobs are also very difficult. But here, I'm not asking Pandits to go out and get educated for 3 6 months to help others or spend too much time. For you, I'm making it job very easy. Just learn for next 30 minutes, and you will be immediately able to applicate very basic things. So that's the focus of this presentation. Further, for example, you come, let's say next month, as I said, that somebody came and they said, can you conduct Hindu Vivaha? Where the other party, and you ask little more questions. Who you are going to marry? That's a Catholic person. And are you going to have a wedding in the Catholic church? And that party says, yes. In that case, you have to bring up that, that Catholic church, that means you will have to sign this prenuptial agreement. And that is, children will be baptized and raised in Christian faith. So do you realize that you are ending your Hindu heritage and the next heritage will be a Christian heritage? Do you really realize it? See, if you tell even this kind of things, that will be a big help to the other party. They could go Google search and find out and decide what they want to do it, rather than the unintended conversions. Let's say that party is a Jewish party. And I have talked to 10 rabbis, and all of them gave me the exactly same message. And they says, we'll respect Hinduism, we love Hinduisms, and we honor them. There is a very hidden message. You realize that, oh wow, that person is so respectful to us. But what you are missing out, what you did not ask for, that what will be the religion of the children. And all 10 of them clearly told me that if they conduct this wedding, we will want the children to be raised only in the Judaism. They will respect Hinduism. So it's Hinduism will be somewhere in the periphery. The heritage will be Judaism. So again, it's the same case that you will be ending your Hindu heritage at this point. So I give you example in Muslims, Christians, and Jews, and in all three, our original thinking is that they convert you, but now there is a new trend, and that is they realize that Hindus are difficult to convert today because of all those medias, and they are now getting at least that smart. So what they are doing is they are doing the skip generation conversion. They don't ask you to convert, but they want to harvest the future generations. So that's remember, skip generation conversion is the main focus here I'm focusing on, and that's something new. Let's look at some of the terminologies. In India, everybody using all marriages as an intercaste marriage. From example, Brahmin and Kshatriya marries or Vaishya marry. Yeah, that's intercaste marriage. Sometime a Brahmin Bengali marrying to Brahmin Gujarati, India, everybody calls, oh yeah, that's intercaste marriage. And then there is interrace marriage, and that is a black and white. There is an interfaith marriage. But what is faith? If faith in Shiva versus faith in Krishna followers, that's interfaith marriage. A Hindu marrying Sikh, a Jain marrying Muslim, these are all interfaith marriage. But for the purpose of this discussion, when I say interfaith, just accept this one. And that is, I'm talking about marriage of Dharmics marrying to Abrahamic. Dharmics are Hindu, Jain, Sikhs, and Buddhists. And Abrahamics are Jew, Christians, and Muslim. So that's our focus today. Why? Because those are clearly different sets of religions. Those three Abrahamic, you can say Abraham as a father and three sons, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. they have a lot of similarities versus all the four Dharmic faiths has a lot of similarities. And one of the most important and relevant to today is all those Abrahamic faiths are exclusivists, that you can go to heaven only through us, not even by two Abrahamic faiths, only by my own way. Versus that concept does not exist in Dharmic faiths. They are more pluralist, that whoever does good karma will go to heaven, something like that. Further, they believe in circumcision, which is not a practice in Dharmic faiths. They have a burial, we have a cremation. And another important thing is that they have a judgment day. So earth was, this world was created on one particular day or week. And on particular day, there will be God will come back today, on that day, judgment day. All those people in grave died 500 years before, everybody will resurface, wake out of came out of the graves, and they will be back to their fully clothed, and judge God at that time will make a decision. And those who did not follow uh, the God's messages will be condemned to hell, and all those followed, they will be taken to heaven. And that concept does not exist in Dharmic faiths, and they will be, we have an incarnation. The important point here or concerning is exclusivism, that is a supremacist ideology. It's me only, or way is the only way. The rest are all going to go to hell. Now, let's start with the concept, who is God? Jews call God Lord God. There you say Moses with his 10 tablets on the 10 commandments. Then later on came Jesus, and people are calling him Jesus as a son of God. Muhammad came, and Allah, God, and then Krishna. So all the first Jewish, Christians, and Islam, they have a lot more similarity, versus Hindus have a different concept about the God, and I will not go in those details right now. Now, all those Abrahamic faiths, what they believe in the God, the earth was created in 7 days, and on the 6 days, the human was placed there, as you have heard those stories. And you also heard the story of the first person born was Adam, and from his rib, God made the Eve, the woman came from the man. And you know that serpent story, and that they apple of knowledge they ate, and that's why they committed sin. So Christianity a lot more, and they believe strictly that everybody, even they want the child born, the child borns with sin, and you carry that sin, and that sin can be only washed away with baptism. Let me give you the whole chronology. Will be very interesting. And that is, as I said, these are called Abrahamic religion because, as you can see, Abrahamic was the first one. And these are called apostles. Apostles are not gurus, sages, but these are the people God decided to talk to them. So God directly talked to in their ears, and that's why these are all apostles. So Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and then, as I say, as we see, the Moses, uh, who got these 10 commandments, and David and Solomon. These are all apostles of Jewish uh, part of the Torah, and these are Jewish apostles. Not only Jewish, they are also equally important apostles of Christianity and Muslims, Islam. So at that time, it was all Judaism in the Middle East. And then came Jesus took birth on year zero, and Jesus starts seeing the way Judaism was practiced. He starts seeing many faults with that. Jesus basically, I call it, he was a reformer, and he wanted to make many changes. For example, he says circumcision has no evil. I mean, it's your karma should be more important, not the circumcision. So, like that, he made many changes and he was preaching in front of the synagogues and criticizing the practices in synagogue. So, it's not a Jesus is came with a new ideas, reformist. It's not a Jesus who started Christianity. It's a something 320 years down the road at Nicis Creed, where Bible was finalized. Instead of Lord God, they start calling Father God because they everybody considers Jesus as Son of God. So God's name changed. Jesus as Son of God, and the God's name is now Father God. Now that's 320 roughly, and in 670, where Muhammad Ball roughly in 570 and 600, he Christianity was rampantly being spread at that time. He was in Mecca, and he says, "Wait, the God is supposed to be Nirankari, no shape, no form, like Abrahamic faiths, this Judaism faith, Judaism followed so long. All of a sudden, how come God has a shape like a Jesus took a birth? It's like a Hindu philosophy. So he put everything back to whatever the original one. He says God cannot have a shape, form, and he start talking against many things in Quran. You will see, and I will visit that Jesus having son of God is a monstrous falsehood, and naturally he start calling the God Allah. So the concern is the exclusivism. So, as a Pandit, I would request you not to criticize the religions, Islam, Christianity, or Judaism, not to criticize the religious books, because it will look bad if you go out and in public saying, criticizing somebody's religious books also, because that cannot be changed and you are hurting somebody's sentimental feeling. But our focus should be criticizing the exclusivism, the supremacist mindset. Because, for example, I know many, many Christians, and they are so super nice Christians, and they don't believe in this exclusivism. So it is wrong to criticize them just being a Christian. So exclusivism is a problem, and that is there is one God, and that's my God. Further, it's only my God, not your God, leads to salvation, and that they believe who don't believe in my philosophy, or that means you are a kafir and you will go to hell. So our attacks or criticism should be against this mindset only, and not the other people. As I told you, these 10 commandments, and if you don't know, 10 commandments says, I am a jealous God. And if you don't follow, God said himself said that if you don't follow, I will punish you to 3 to 4 generations. So, and that's a stern warning God gave if you follow to anybody else. So that's part of these Moses got it, meaning part of the Torah, and later on Bible even perfected this praying to any others will be really punished, and Quran even super perfected this second commandment, and that is they put lot of words those who pray to any other god to be severely punished. So starting point is the second commandment, not to tolerate anybody else. So what happens that when you they criticize Hinduism for idol worshipping because they don't like the way we have so many shapes and forms in our mandirs. But when I go to Catholic Church, I see so many Jesus stamps and cross and bells and whistles and Saint Mary's. So I mean, they are no different as far I see. Same as Muslims. I mean, there is a Kaaba which doesn't talk, cannot hear, and people go round and round. Same in Judaism. They have a Jerusalem wall and they pray to it. So I mean, I don't see any difference in what Hindus does versus all those three. So if either one is idol worshipping or everybody are idol worshipping. So let's look at the Christian exclusivism. If you are dealing with Christian, then focus on their points, and that is so Christian believes that Jesus is Son of God, as we discussed, and faith in Jesus is the only way to achieve salvation and to enter in heaven. Even Jesus himself, in Bible, it says, "I'm the way, truth, and life, and no one comes to the Father," meaning the God, "except through me." And many Christians believes that anybody who is not baptized, they still carry that original sin, what you are born with, and you are a sinner. Uh, Not all, but many Christians believe. So in their mind, in Christianity, in the church, sin, 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 it's such a heavy emphasis being placed in their churches. So that means many Christians, no doubt, very intolerant type, they believe that Mahatma Gandhi will go to hell versus Mother Teresa, because she was baptized, she'll be go to heaven. So these are the kind of things, if you have to talk with somebody who is getting married, you can bring up some of those kind of concerns, that exclusivism, this kind of mindset is of your concern as a Pandit. Now let's look at Judaism. Jews believe they are God's chosen people, and that they don't believe that Jesus is the Messiah they are looking for. Jesus is not that we are looking for. They don't follow the Allah's teaching, and of course Hindus' way of idol worshipping, they will not tolerate it. Further, Jews believes on day 8, a male child must be circumcised. If child is not circumcised, something negative will happen. Basically, it's like a religious stamp on the child that now onward, that party is this child is a Jew. In Islam, oh my God, exclusivism, so much exclusivism. Let's look at the first of all against Christians and Jews, and I will go a little fast in to save time. Quran teaches that have only faith in Allah, and that is Jesus, son of Mary, was clearly no more than God apostles. There are 3 or 4 chapters and chapters of it saying that Jesus is not a divine person, basically. And Allah himself forbid that himself should beget a son, meaning Jesus. And those who says that Lord of mercy has begotten a son preaches a monstrous falsehood. And I've checked at least 10 different versions of Quran, and all of them use the same word, the monstrous falsehood. And believers are those that say God is the Messiah, the Son of Mary, and God is the one of three, that is Trinity. Those are unbelievers, and unbelievers will get hellfire. And further, Quran says that don't make friends with Jews and Christians. Quran does not mention Hindus, but forget about if Jews and Christians, the Quran has problems, forget about Hinduism. So now let's look at what Quran says to non-believers. Definitely Hindus will be in clearly in their mind. And severe punishment is that those who deny our revelation will be burned in fire, and no sooner your skin get burned, God will give you a new skin so you can burn them second time. I mean, that's severe. You get burned twice, so you feel really don't even think of going against God's message. Lay hold them, unbelievers, and kill them whenever you find them. Do not maintain your marriage with unbelieving woman. Uh, Whenever you meet unbelievers in the battlefield, strike their head off, right foot, left foot. In so many ways, severe treatment should be given to unbelievers. And now, who is unbeliever? It doesn't say Hindus are unbeliever, but if you are marrying to a Muslim, and if anytime they start believing that you are a non-believer, you are doomed to fail in that married life, and that's a concern. So now you may say that, Dilip, I mean, too many heavy dose information you are giving. I don't have time to read Puran and Pandit. I mean, I'm too busy. What can I do? And let me make it very simple for you. And that you can start implementing just today. That's so. As I said, that your focus should be exclusivism, and how to do it. Just remember one thing: no BBS. So when you are guiding somebody, and if that party is a Jews, just tell them, oh, are you going to have a bris ceremony on the 8th day? Why you will want son's circumcision skin get cut just to label child as a bris? Tell them that even Christian will not allow bris, Muslim will not allow bris. Christian will want baptisms, Muslim will want sahadat and sunat. If they don't tolerate each other's labels, religious labels, what is Hindu has to do? It just decline it. Simple. There is nothing Hindus has to gain by this baptism. When you explain this way to whoever Hindu came to you for guidance for marriage and all that, they're not going to buy into it. Arey Pandit ji, kya farak padta hai? They have their own ritual, we have our own ritual. Your job is not going to be easy. So you have to give a little more time to first you try to say that forget it. You're not going to be happy with it. Think through, read through. No BBS is my message. But still, if they don't buy it, then you explain little more. Tell them that why you want to label the child this religious step. Instead of why not empower the children that you teach from Bible, Gita, Quran, whatever the two religions, take them to mandir and take them to mosque, and then when they are age 18, 21, let them make a decision. If you present it this way, this is that makes sense. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. The best example is President Barack Obama, former president. Father was Muslim, mother was Christian, and at age 21 in college, he decided he wants to be a Christian. How beautiful. So if you present it this way, this Hindu naive kids, rara, they want to be please the other side. They say, no, I mean, makes sense, Panditji. Yeah, no, it makes sense. Let me think through. So you put a seed into the person. Further, sometimes bring up the Bollywood story. They could relate little better. And Saif Ali Khan, most Hindus, youth should know them, will know them. And tell them that, look, Sarika Nik's first marriage was with Amrita Singh. She was Sikh. She converted to Islam. Children's name Muslims. Children's father is Muslim. She did everything what she asked for. And still she got talaq. So if you try to please the Abrahamic, thinking that that will make your married life happy, wrong. You will still get talaq. So why bother? Just tell no. Learn from Kareena Kapoor. She says, nope, I will not convert. And immediately Saif says, okay, Kareena, no problem. Now I don't buy anymore this conversion business. See, it is that simple. So if Kareena can do it, why don't you do it? Just learn. Unfortunately, as you all know, that later on Kareena also gave their children name Taimur and Jahangir. Cannot be any more Muslim names. So again, my bottom line message, as I keep on telling you, that new Hindu kids like Kareena Kapoor, they don't believe in conversions. They will fight against conversion. And the Muslim Abrahamic now learn it, and they do the skip generation conversion. And that's the focus should be stop even what will be the religion of children. That should be your focus. And still that discussion goes on, and you may bring up some kind of these stories, and it's possible that the party who you are coming to, maybe like this Akansha who came to me, and that Panditji, we just came here for blessings. We are going to get married in court only, so we don't need any Hindu weddings and all that. Still remind them, okay, you are going, look at this, what happened to Akansha. She married in a court to a Muslim. Within 3 months, the mother-in-law completely went after her, made her quit job. remove her Facebook account, send her to Islamic school for education, made her to wear a hijab, and she was converted to Islam. So yes, you are starting in court marriage, but where is it going to end? Have you thought about it? You're just starting it, and now this Akansa already married. I mean, she's just going to get divorced because she's doing all those things. She did not. So another sad thing about this Akansha was in first 9 months of marriage, she says she was allowed to go to her parents only once. So if tell the parents you are dealing with them that once your child marries and once they are in hand of those Abrahamic, you will not even chance to teaching them even once. So do all your homework before they get married. It's still time to act on it. Further, what she is telling on my website, and that is her Hindu identity is completely lost. One less Hindu converted to Islam because she had a court wedding, did not know what is it coming, and did not thought through. So we need to save that one. And still, all the discussions, sometimes the person you are consulting may be little skill skeptic, Panditji, I don't know what you're talking about. Then bring up this USA JD Vance case. And, Vice President of America, JD Vance, married a Hindu, USA Chilukuri. They had a beautiful, beautiful weddings like that. A Hindu wedding. He was atheist. He had no religion. So it was all Hinduism. Great, voila. So who will complain about this marriage? Nice, handsome boy, highly educated, and comes and do all those rituals. Wonderful. Great start. After having 3 children, and it's Usha's fault actually. That he says, JD, you don't have any religion. Why don't you explore your own faith? So he started exploring his faith and he find it out Catholicism as his faith. So again, repeating, it's Usha's fault who make her JD go to the church, encourage him to go to church. And Nich, voila, what else you expect out of church? Now JD comes out in public saying all his 3 children will be baptized and raised in Christian faith. And he made a public comment, and there was a big uproar about it. He wants Usha to convert to Christianity. He's telling in public rather than telling her privately that she's Hindu. He cannot tolerate Hindu wife in his married life. And this is the Vice President of America, J.D. Vance, who could be President of America next year, in next 2 years, who knows? So point being that we need to tell our children lessons from this one who are getting interfaith married, that tell them that keep away from church, mosque, and synagogue, because they will be teaching, installing exclusivism, and then you'll doomed to fail. So don't make the mistake what USA did it. Keep off from exclusivism from very beginning. Even though all those discussions, still they may not buy your concept and wants to still marry, and then bring up this last card, and that is divorce. This guy, Raj Irashi, he'll be very happy to talk to you. He married a Jewish lady. They had 2 children, 10 years of married life. All the time he spent in Jewish sites. He did bris. Both his children had bris. He wear a yarmulke. He was attending the synagogue all the time. And he says he just did it because it was interesting and he had no problem. 10 years down, when he had a divorce, he had half the time, children's time, and he was teaching them the meditations. And half time, the Jewish lady was teaching them bar mitzvah training. But the Jewish lady went to court, New Jersey court, and asked the court that I want this Hindu sites meditation time to be used for my bar mitzvah time because I need more times. And she says our marriage was not a Hindu marriage anyway, because one of the things she proved in the court that in 10 years of marriage, it's only once this Raj took us Hindu mandir only once Diwali time. And that also we walked out of mandir in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So meaning our marriage of with this Raj, yeah, he did not converted, but it is a Jewish family because everything was Jewish side only. There was not a sense of Hindu side on my side. See, our youth, his Raj is a typical Hindu youth. They be so excited trying to please the other party, but they don't realize that that will work against you. So bottom line, if you're when you're consulting somebody, if they don't buy all your prior argument, tell them that 10 years down the road, you will have a divorce, you are fighting for child custody. Where do you stand? You will not stand chance. So don't make mistakes. And immediately, divorce is something really, I noticed that it really impacts all the American bonds or Western bond or Indians who are getting married. They know that divorce is a very reality. So I gave a big lecture. So let me summarize it everything. If you don't remember everything what I said, again, you are Pandit. Somebody is coming to you that I'm going to get married, or even they says I'm not getting married. I'm getting married in court. I just came for your blessings. That's it, Panditji. That's about it. So the first thing for you to do is stop telling in your mandir that all religions are same. Not all religions are same. And as I said, I'm repeating again, don't criticize any religion, don't criticize any religious book or religious people. It looks just bad. It doesn't look good on media, on TV when you make any statement. Instead of that, you can fully criticize people's exclusivist mindset, and that's nobody will complain for it. And actually, people will admire. Yeah, no, you make sense. So next stop, discourage that couple to get married in church, mosque, or synagogue, or by a priest or imam or rabbi. Because tell them that they will whoever you are in love right now, nice person, wonderful. But as soon as you go to that church, mosque, synagogue, the rabbis and those other priests may install a lot of exclusivist mindset, and you will be creating trouble. So if possible, just keep them out, just have the Hindu wedding if possible, and then you have your happy family life forever. As I told you, if you don't remember nothing, you just have to remember no BBS. Reminding you what is BBS, Bris Baptism Sadhana. Again, you tell them that, look, they don't buy each other's label. This is religious label. Why Hindu will want to fall for it? Just decline BBS. In argument to that, say that empower your interfaith children like Barack Obama. Why don't you do these things? And immediately Hindus say, oh, Panditji, you're making sense. Yeah, no, I like that. And still, if they don't buy it, bring that divorce issues, Raji Yarashi's experience, and immediately they will say, wow, Panditji, no, you are making sense. I mean, no, let me think through. So that's it. I don't think it will take you more than 10, 15 minutes of your time to discuss all those things. And they will really appreciate it. They will give you extra dakshinas. And ideally, I would request that when they says, I want to have a wedding a month before, definitely sit down 1 hour and discuss all those points with them, have consultations, then have the wedding. And after wedding is done, I would recommend that every year ask them that on your anniversary days, please come by again and you re-review, remind them all those good things. And I'm sure generally I notice that the people who are getting into interfaith love relationships, they are a lot more liberal in terms of donating money, gifting the money to Panditjis, I believe, or you should ask for it. And if you have a pre-sessions, marriage, and yearly sessions after marriage, they should give you a lot more dakshinas, or it's a godly work anyway. So I highly recommend, instead of just one ceremony, make it a long process, and that's Hindu community needs. And after marriage, as I said, that keep meeting every year and keep reminding them to be vigilant about exclusivism remind what happened to Usha Chilukuri and J.D. Vine's case. So let's say you are consulting a person and that person start asking very difficult questions and he says, well, I don't know. I mean, I just heard these things and why Dilip said that or that. I have not read Bible, Quran and Torah. Just make your job easy. And plus, you are so busy, you have so many things to take care. You cannot spend 1 hour, 2 hours after everybody who are coming and asking consultations. So what you do is just say that, why don't you tell the party that Dilip Amin Patheos, Dilip Amin Patheos. And I have written some 30 articles like that on that Patheos, if you see it. And all those articles are, let's say that party is Catholic Christians. Then I have an article written what Hindu and Christians should know it. I have written also article Hindu Catholic marriage, what specific they need to do, that prenuptial agreements and everything I have posted there. They just have to read the articles. They don't have to bother you too much, take your time. Hindu Jewish marriage, Hindu Muslim marriage. I have also listed 10 questions what what Hindu should ask Muslims, what Muslims should ask Hindu. So if they go through, they will have all answers. They don't need to bother you. So don't waste your time. Just tell them that go read his articles. And further tell them that, okay, yeah, another important point is this legal point too. I have written 2, 3 articles on these legal issues because that's critical and they care for it. So instead of spending too much of your time, just tell them that read his articles and if necessary, directly go call him up. I'll be very happy, guide them. I don't charge, I have not, in 19 years, I have not charged a penny to anybody. I'll do free service. So I will do rest of the job. All those difficult questions they ask, leave it up to me. So I hope I made your job very easy. If necessary, I have written several books and tell them to read one of those books and they will have answers. See, $15 investment could save your heritage, your life, aggravations, those divorce issues and all that, where probably that Raj spent, who knows, $100,000, $200,000 in the divorce fees. So tell them to invest this $15 and will be a win-win for all. So with that, let me end this presentation here.
One of them is, will this presentation be available to the participants?
Yes.
The next question is, if a Muslim woman marries to a Hindu in a mandir, then do you recommend a certificate by the priest, or they should go to the court? They should also have a court marriage.
In America, it's all court marriage is important. Pandit can give certification that you have the wedding done, but it has to be a certified person of that. Doesn't matter who if that party is whoever the other party. But definitely register marriage, and Panditji should do all those educational job and document it that the wedding was taken place. In India, it's a difficult situation. If the Muslim girl or Muslim married came to Mandir and married, ideally the Pandit is supposed to register the marriage under Hindu Marriage Act 1956 and to show that both the parties were Hindu. So for that, ideal will be that they have a Special Marriage Act 1956 registered and then have whatever religious other rituals they want to do it.
And the next question is, what should be the role of age?
Age, I believe in America, I believe whatever that age is 18, that's about it. And that is so far that's particular age.
One more question is there a questionnaire that Panditji can use to give to the couple as a premarital counseling tool or framework?
I think it's a great question that is missing in our Hindu traditions. On my Patheos articles, yes, I have put on those questions, answers. And currently we are working on that documents, working with HUA, Hindu America, and working with HSCI. We will be preparing and sharing those documents, hopefully in a few months. Thank you.
And another question is, so do you recommend the names of prospective children to be discussed ahead of time?
Very, very, very important. Very important. Some of the critical point is what will be the name of children, what will be the formal religion of children, and question does not end when you die. I'm dead. How I will go, whether I will have a cremation or burial. Everything should be pre-discussed before getting married. And I highly recommend all those very, very difficult questions to resolve upfront, out of way. It will be very painful when you are dating to discuss all those things, but once that is done, you will have the really wonderful married life to enjoy.
And Dilip, did you want to mention your upcoming course?
Yes, good idea. I'm offering a course at Hindu University of America starting January 12, every Monday. And currently, there is a $100 scholarship. It costs $300, but $100 scholarship. So you will have to pay only $200 for fee. I highly, highly recommend, because that 11, 10 weeks course, what I go through very systematically, every little point I will discuss with you. And once you are done with that course, you'll be so well prepared. You'll be so crystal clear to express points in your own word. And we need to start, Hindu community needs to start a consultancy that ideally you should be charging $200 an hour for consultancy to all those professionals. Will not mind if you provide them a really great guidance, because you're saving their married life from trouble of divorces and all that. So yes, definitely you can reach out to Hindu University of America, look for interfaith marriage course, and you should be there. Thank you.
Well, that's all the questions I see.
Deepak Kotwalji, please go ahead.
Dilip ji, this is Deepak Kotal for those who don't know my name. Anyway, so I have a couple of sort of observations about this whole thing. I know you've been working in this field for a long, long time, and the observations are more from the different stages in life perspective. I feel that the priest, Hindu priest, teaching them something it's fine and it's absolutely necessary, and what you're doing is absolutely fine. I believe the problem starts at an earlier age, and what I have been doing personally is at the high school graduation ceremony. As you know, in our community, we are big on parties, and I go to so many parties where there's high school graduation. And I make it a point to tell the parents of the child that, look, in the next 4 to 8 years, your son or daughter is going to find somebody, and it is your job to educate them. So one of my thoughts is that as a expanded version of what you are trying to achieve should include creation of something, let's say a speech, talking points, or whatever that we can all spread around in Hindu mandir, bal vihar, or the Sunday school type of situations, which are very active everywhere. So
I think
maybe
it's a great point, Deepak ji. Actually, it's Deepak ji is one of the person who is part of the team to create that document. No, I think it's a great point. In interest of time, let's do we have any other questions, comments?
No, the other thing is, I think
Be
I'm
quick,
sure
yeah.
you have this as a part of your education, is we need to educate our priests about other religions, really. And the comparative religion thing, and what questions to expect, what objections to expect, because when others think of Hindus, it's the cows, curries, and caste.
Correct.
Okay, those are the things as to put it in terms of Rajiv Malhotra ji. And those are the things that we have to be ready to answer ourselves as to who we are. But, we, as somebody said, you keep your friends close, but enemies closer. And so we need to learn.
No, I agree.
Yeah. So I'm sorry,
That
that's it.
that's a course in Hindu University of America should definitely help. And if not, our community, let's work on it and create more documents and education. Ram Tiwari ji, please.
Dr. Amin, this was a beautiful presentation, and I was saying that the weak point is our mandir priests. As you said, they are not educated, they deal with rituals, they are not aware of social impacts on Hindu society. So that's why I had put a question that HMEC, which is a VHPA,
Right.
Hindu Mandir Empowerment Council, what should be the role of VHPA or HMEC? Besides the course, I'm looking more for like a field kind of experience where person could be or priest could be uh, practicing this kind of thing, because I know I go to South Florida Hindu Temple and we do all kinds of great work, and Pandit Devanathanji is here, part of the participant. But as far as marriage is concerned, probably that part and educating the newly engaged couples, that seems a problem. And also, I feel as a Hindu parent, I am lacking the knowledge which I could impart to my children.
Correct.
So those are two concerns, the priest and the parents. Thank you very much.
Nope. Great. If I summarize it, yes, I'm going to work. I'm working with HMAC, and these documents are definitely a need of it. You also raised another important point that we have difficulty dealing with our own children. Our children thinks that we are racist, we are Hindu nationalists. Why they're saying? Because they are listening from media. Okay, but worse is we Hindu parents don't know how to articulate. And that's why in my presentation I clearly said, don't criticize any religion, don't criticize any religious books, because that looks bad on you. Instead of that, you can clearly criticize the exclusivism. So how to articulate that, we don't know, and that's something we need to learn. At one point, I will not blame Hindu Pandits for it. It's wrong, because they are doing their job. Unfortunately, they are overworked. They are given very limited income compared to what Rabbi is making. So let's not dump everything on their shoulder. Instead of that, let's empower them, help them. And that's why I try to make this presentation. Even in short 10-15 minutes, they can throw a few more things and help us out. So let's help our Panditji rather than, and we need a lot to do it. Fred, please.
Yeah, if I may add just one thought to this. One of the bigger problems is that the children, are they Hindu by birth or are they Hindu by choice and knowledge? And I think most of the kids are Hindu by birth. And it's our job to have tools and whatever to make them Hindu by knowledge.
Very true. We need Balvihars from very early age, and definitely lot needs to be done in a lot of directions. Fred?
Yes, actually, the last two speakers pretty much took over the subject I wanted to mention. You know, Dilip, that I had that dialogue with the evangelical Christian in Chicago recently. I posted that video, and several people have responded to that very positively. And I got an email from a gentleman in New Jersey who wants me to talk to his teenage boys. And it just so happened they're in New Jersey, but they came to Michigan for the holidays. And I actually met with them yesterday. Wonderful family, but the kids, they're not protesting, but they're very lackadaisical about any sort of puja. They just got their sacred threads. They are lazy about doing their Gayatri mantra and all of this. Well, we all met, the mother, the father, the two boys, and they start the conversation, the father does, by saying, "We're not religious." Well,
Yeah.
the same conversation is going to be happening in a few years when the boys decide that they want to get married and maybe they choose a non-Hindu mate. So hopefully hopefully my conversation helped for that down the line. But first of all, we've got to, you're correct. Are they Hindu? Did they just inherit it? Or are they active participants in the religion? And that's up to, for the most part, the parents to make sure that they have a good, solid foundation. So,
Great point. The one problem is from India's independence onward, for years, politically, anybody is religious, especially Hinduism, it has been a big taboo against it. And coming to America, again, there are so many negative things about Hinduism. So people are really scared of saying I'm religious because that means there is something wrong with it. And in interfaith marriage, the problem is Hindu kids, when they go out in college on the college dorm, when they announce or say, I'm not really, it's my parents Hindus. What they are doing, they are exposing themselves. The other party says if that is Muslim and Jewish party, let me go date this person because he has no religion and I can teach them my religion. Point being, when you say I'm not a religious or I'm not a Hindu, you are inviting trouble. You are inviting the proselytizers against you, and they will be ripping you apart like a wolves. Instead of that, just say, I'm Hindu. Actually, you are averting a lot of problems by saying you are Hindu. For example, in Islam, they invariably use this one that it's better to have the burqa or headscarf for Muslim girl wearing. Because if girl is wearing headscarf, nobody will dare to date her. They will immediately discount her. They will leave her alone. All of a sudden, many of her problems will be solved. All those predators, boys who are running around after the girls, as soon as they say burqa, they will leave her alone. That let's. So it's advantage. And same thing for Hindus. I mean, tell them that yes, be proud. I'm proud Hindu. So if somebody is the intolerance to you, they will not bother dating you. So it's a mistake Hindus makes it, and that's issue. Any other question, please?
No, I don't want to encroach on other people's time, but I just commenting, additional comment on the last point made. The whole problem from a historical perspective started in like 1835. It is Thomas Babington Macaulay who wrote something called A Minute on Indian Education, in which he states that by switching to English as the medium of instruction, the objective is to create a class of brown sahibs, basically, who think that everything Indian is bad and everything in the West is good. So that's where it starts. So it's just an observation. And I see that, in my class, I'm, 70 plus years old, I went to a Marathi school. And my cousins who went to schools run by Jesuit priests, they did not convert. But in their mind, it's better than conversion because their cousins have no knowledge of who they are. And it's a result of the way they were educated. So I think we have a much bigger problem that we thought about in the community in terms of knowing ourselves and ensuring that the people understand their own culture, how it compares and contrasts, and then you make a value judgment as to whether somebody else's thoughts are better than yours or whatever. Anyway, that's it.
Yes, Hinduism, because of 1,000 years of gulami, we have a lot of inferiority complex, and that's parents have inferiority complex, saying proudly who they are. They cannot articulate what Hindus to be Hindu means, and then everything getting spilled over into this interfaith marriage, and that's why Hindus are very easy to convert and we create our own problems. Ramji, please, short question, please go ahead.
Yeah. No, just are we forming a group? Are we going to exchange write-ups and things like that, or were we scheduling a next meeting?
what we'll do is
Hello.
those who are interested following up, please reach out to me and we can make a group and follow through with it. And we have that WhatsApp group and we'll try to expand it that way. Thank you.
I have something to talk to you.
Please.
Amin sir, namaste. So
Namaste.
I'm Pandit Srinath from the Hindu Society of Northeast Florida. My designation is Director of Worship. And I'm the head priest of the temple. I have been performing a lot of interfaith weddings ever since. But because I never come to the media or never even I don't have the visiting cards also, but I do the destination weddings also. So what I would like to share with you is this. In spite of a lot of bal vihar and other things, this is I will brief it in 1 or 2 minutes, and later we will definitely have future sessions. Our kids are not really educated as far as the Hindu concepts. That's very important. We teach about God, Ganesha and Vishnu, and we teach Bhagavad Gita, shlokas. So then that is not Hindu. There are a lot of things because to tell about our philosophy and religion. Then when they are raised, then brought up, they may realize it. Because when I do these wedding ceremonies in the interfaith related, I definitely do the counseling before that.
Oh, good.
1 hour or 2 hours, definitely I do the counseling because because the Hindu wedding is not a religious. It is sacrament oriented.
Correct.
We call sanskar. Vivaha sanskar, when it is there. So nowadays, among the Hindus, there is a big problem. We need to discuss about that one. Nowadays, the girls, they don't like the Kanyadan. That is another problem that I am getting through. Because the dan means giving away. So that is not the real meaning. Even Ramayana also, there are many references. So in the Vedic mantra, samashraya is the word that is please obtain, get her hands into your life. That is what that's wordings. But nowadays, the Google and other things are giving away. I don't want to give away my dad, so I don't like Panditji Kanyadan. So that is another thing we will discuss later. But coming to the interfaith, so even after marriages, I have a lot of problems in naming ceremony. They don't want to name the baby. The mother is a Christian. She doesn't want to name the baby naming ceremony. She asked me, Panditji, if we do the naming ceremony, is a Hindu? I said, yes. That is a sacrament. Namakaranam, Jatakarma, Namakarana, Annaprasana. These are all the sacraments. So then we do. Then she said that I don't want to do the naming ceremony because I want to baptize my son. So to avoid these problems, would you suggest to have the disclaimer like anything that, they can agree before the marriage? As you said, that is very good idea to resolve.
I do have a pro-Hindu prenuptial agreement, but and I can share with you. And but at the same token, if they sign it, that's well and good. But this will be ongoing challenge, like Usha Chilukuri is going through.
Thank you, Aminji. Recently, I rejected one wedding ceremony, interfaith, Gujarati and as well as Catholic, I hope so. She doesn't want to do even Sindur Dan. She doesn't want to do even the Kanyadan or anything. Just, I don't know how to do that wedding. She said some priest previously, he did some other marriages like that. And I said, I cannot do like that because without Sindur Dan, there is no marriage. So at least, bindi bhi nahi rakhna chahte hain. So they wanted to have the mark on the forehead. So sometimes it becomes very hard to conduct those wedding ceremonies. And I told them that, if really you want to have, these are the steps that we need to follow. See, as you said, the exclusivism is not right. Most of our people, most of our Pandits also, I can tell you, they are very, very understanding and the things and situation. We never say anything about other religions. Definitely, we don't say. I go to the Interfaith Council last week. I was in the Thanksgiving service. We all together in one jacks. So I will share the photos also with you. We definitely respect other religions. We have, from a Hindu perspective, we have that Catholicity that definitely we show to the other religions. Only thing we are very, very sad is they are not understanding our values. That is the only thing. So sometimes we tell them, even after the marriage also, as you said, there will be more conversion. The people you said, they're all celebrities, because nowadays, what they're thinking the thought in US is, as far as politically is concerned, they wish that person politically he should be a Christian. That is the thought. The husband is Christian, then only he will get the chance. Then only he will be promoted in the political faculty, in the field. That is what the people think. As far as the common man is concerned, most of the people understanding, and they named the child the Hindu name. One child is Hindu name, one child is the Christian name. Like that, a lot of people I see amicably, they are living without any divorce problem or anything. But I can say 50-50. But 50% of the people still happy. And I did a lot of wedding ceremonies here. They are 20 years before, 25 years before. So I'm very glad to meet with all these great scholars, particularly you, who you sacrificed for this particular Hindu Dharma. I'm really very happy, and I fold my hands in front of you. So give me an opportunity. I will be with you. I am your brother. I am always with you. We are all brothers, brothers and sisters. No doubt of it. Even that is what I say. Even Christians also our brothers and sisters. That is the way that we treat. As far as give and take policy is there, we are happy. As far as
there is just so many things to handle, take care. We have already, like Deepak ji is and Fred Stella, and we start working on certain document. Please join us and definitely attend my course, Hindu University of America, starting January 12. And register for it. There is $100 discount for first 10 people who register.
I'm very busy here. So sometimes, anytime you call, I will come to you, to Orlando. Anything. So I have 3 masters, and I did doctorate.
Wow.
Yeah,
Great.
And my masters in Indian culture.
Great. Is there any other questions? If not, we should
end up. Yes, this is Pandit Devanathan.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, namaskaram. Namaskaram to you all, especially Deepak Chopra. Everybody is there doing very wonderful job. I am Pandit Devanathan Mahadevan Shivacharya. I am being a head priest in the South Florida Hindu temple. Last Saturday also, last Friday also, I performed the Interfaith wedding ceremony here in our temple. That what is the conclusion of the everybody's discussion? So there are very highly responsible values of our growth of our Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma. Basically, we have to how we going to unite all the temple operations in this United States, and beyond that, we have to go look forward to globally how we have to connect together. Only one central functional operation we have to give it to our community, wherever operations are very centrally organized, and it will be reachable for any Hindu at any corner of that globe. Second thing, we have to make that olden days, we always says our reformer Lord Adi Shankaracharya, who reorganized, reformed that Sanatana Dharma. Before that, there are so many beliefs and faith, and because of that different origin, different way of worship and everything they have been practiced in India. Now, how that Adi Shankara, he brought it into that with the 6 channels. Now we have to be nano technology like that. We have to keep that one single principle for that Sanatana
I think it's a great point. Probably HMEC will be a good place to start. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for joining. It's my honor you joined. So many people of you join, and please stay in touch with me. Write it to Dilip@yahoo.com or InterfaithShaadi@gmail.com. Thank you very much, all.